Hi, I'm Laurel Thompson. Sometimes violinists and violists don't hit the target note they're shifting to, or the sound of their shift is too noticeable. I'm going to talk today about 5 ways you can break down the anatomy of your shifts and manage common mechanical issues to improve your technique. Even if it's not conscious, a fear of dropping your instrument may be inhibiting your shifting. Check your instrument hold for signs of tension. A tight, steady grip around the neck, a thumb that feels like it's glued down, an elbow that seems perpetually locked at 90 degrees. Sometimes these symptoms are reactions to tangible issues with your setup. Other times it's simply fear. You can overcome both by learning to move effortlessly around your instrument. Try this exercise. In playing position, but without the bow, choose a string and lightly place all 4 fingers upon it in a low position. Touch the string the whole time and move your fingers, thumb, and arm as an interconnected unit, and then glide up the fingerboard. And glide back down. And glide up and down all of your strings. Just getting used to this idea of everything just moving together seamlessly and smoothly. You can glide short distances and full fingerboard lengths, making sure to bring your elbow under the instrument to the right as you reach the highest positions. In the process of letting go and learning to glide lightly and smoothly, you'll rewrite any fears and bring any instrument hold problems quickly to light. If you start to feel as though your instrument is sliding away from you as you come up, then that's probably a sign that you're going to need to check maybe your chin rest or your shoulder rest for a better fit. In life and when shifting, if you're not sure where you're going, it's doubtful you'll get there. Before you shift, hear the note you intend to play. When practicing, you can always first play the starting and ending note of your shift in a more convenient position. Keeping the sound of the interval in your head, you can then attempt your shift. With practice, a well-trained and perceptive ear will train your muscle memory for flawless shifts. Shifts rarely involve leaping from one position to the next. The anatomy of a shift consists of a starting note, an ending note, and a soft glide in between. Unless the same finger plays both notes, for each shift you must decide which finger will be in charge of your transportation. For a classical shift, make your shift on the finger that played the note before the shift and exchange it for the new finger as soon as you reach your new position. For example, if we're going to start with the first finger B on the A string and shift up to a second finger E in 3rd position, we're going to transport ourselves up the string on the first finger, and then as soon as that first finger gets into position roughly where the D is on the A string, then that second finger is going to come down. This is the most common type of shift, as it provides the cleanest, most imperceptible sound. For romantic shift, you want to make your shift on the finger that will play the note after the shift. This type of shift offers a natural glissando effect and a more emotive feel. So going back to that same example, instead of transporting myself up on the first finger, I'm going to play the first finger and then transport myself up on the second finger, which will be the ending note of this shift. So I will have. And you just get a little bit more of that slide right into the second finger. You would use the romantic shift as you would any ornament, sparingly and consciously. If you're hearing too much of your shift, you want to isolate it down to 4 simple steps. First, without using the bow, depress the string with your starting note finger. So we'll use the same example, the first finger on the A string in 1st position. Then you'll slowly glide your shifting finger of choice. Could be the same or could be different. In this case, I'm going to use the classical shift, so I'm going to be shifting on my first finger. And you're going to glide it lightly along the top of the string, as if playing a harmonic. If you were to use the bow, you would get this sort of a sound. Okay, so if you're getting too much of an actual glissando sound, you know that you're using too much pressure. You really want to get that little harmonic, eerie squeakiness. Third, you'll depress the string with the ending note finger, in this case the second finger, in your new position. Now add the bow and try to create an eerie harmonic slide as you make your shift. This will only happen if your finger remains light. Listen, because these sounds can actually help you determine when you're getting close to your target note. You gradually want to minimize the duration of the harmonic slide, smooth out the transition between each step, and finally, take your shift up to speed. Your thumb helps orient you in position, so don't leave it behind when you shift. When shifting up, move your thumb in tandem with your fingers. And when shifting down, from around the 5th position to a lower position, move the thumb slightly ahead of your fingers. It should feel as though it's anchoring you down into that new position. To facilitate a smooth transition to a lower position, it can also help to lead with a slight opening of your elbow. So sometimes we think, oh, I'm going to move my finger and I'm going to place another finger down here. Well, it can actually help if we really focus on just changing that angle of the elbow, and that can help orient us. In higher positions, the thumb will come into the crook of the neck, or it might even come out along the rib of the instrument. Up here, where the fingers and positions are all very close together, one thumb position with little or no adjustment may be sufficient for a range of close positions. Sometimes it's the right hand that ruins a perfectly good shift. Often, your bow needs to shift too. Many players change the point at which the bow contacts the string intuitively, simply by listening and searching for the best tone. However, you can consciously keep your bow in check with the following basic rule. In lower positions, play closer to the fingerboard, and in higher positions, play closer to the bridge. If instead I were to keep my bow in the same spot, made the note, but it wasn't very pretty. I'm Laurel Thompson. Thank you for watching Strings Guides.